love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like
that's
it's
why I don't
nothing. I'm
watch
always thankful for
NBA.
something.
That's why I don't watch basketball in general. I only watch the championships.
It's time to look at the end.
No, it's hard to. It's like baseball. You can't take regular season seriously because it's like, okay, one game's not gonna ruin you, like college football and NFL.
Right.
It's like
You
no
gotta look at
meaning.
the
That's why it's so
overall.
cheap to go to baseball games in like middle of the week. Even basketball games.
That's absolutely nuts. That's just a lot of sports. That's just a lot of games. Always stuff going on.
I mean, I don't follow the NBA unless it's like major news or something, but like the crackdown was preseason. Since a lot of guys are taking time off, they're like the NFL, the NBA is taking note of how much percentage each star player is taking off every game.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are like, you're just resting 60 games a year, getting paid full time, and you got people that come in to watch you, and they're not even playing. Because it's all about money for the NBA.
That's
Everything's
true.
about money. It's all.
And people are like, why don't you
all-
just reduce the season for games? Oh, we can't do that because we want the money. Well, you want every player to play every minute of every NBA game? That's a lot of playing time. But now these NBA players are worn out because in the playoffs because they play too much in the regular season. I understand
That's why
that.
they get hurt so much. It kind of
But
explains
people
why.
don't want to watch it because they're hurt. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. I get it, but the NBA's saying I get that, but they gotta come in the middle.
The only way you could really kind of like do that is if you also had a caveat that like if you get injured, you don't get paid as much. If you're just
Look at
if you're
50
just
game
not on the
NBA
court,
season.
you don't
It's
get
quite
paid as much.
good. I mean, everyone's contract's different because obviously everyone's individual contract's different. But they're like, yeah, we're cracking down on teams that rest too many of their star players. So basically, if you're not a star player, it doesn't affect you.
But then at the same time, like that kind of hurts those who are like rookies or whatnot because if they're going to make the star players play all the time, then they're not getting as much experience.
Yep. And you got practice.
Practicing is never the same as a full-on game. So, okay, I'm just going to say we already started. We're going to start with a little tidbit of a little sidetrack of NBA there at the beginning. Anyway, welcome back to the Sports Tent, everybody. I.e. myself while I'm editing and Brandon when he's bored. And Mitchell's girlfriend occasionally. Which he's not on this episode, so she probably won't listen to this one. But Izzy, if you do watch this one, say hi in the comments. Okay. We're going to officially start where we always do with college football, top 25. Look it over. Let me know what y'all think.
Oh, this isn't a top 25 thing, but I just thought about it today before I got on. I didn't realize Sam Houston State won back-to-back games. They're on a streak right now. So they actually are. There's no more winless FBS teams as of 2 weeks ago.
There you go.
Because
They were
they
last
won
ones.
2 weeks ago, but now they've won back to back. And so obviously it's FBS wins because obviously everyone's been playing their conference games for a while now. But they've had a real. If you look at their season, they've had a lot of these close games come from FCS to FBS, and they won the national championship in I think during COVID. I think during 2020 they won it, the FCS championship. Oh yeah, and JMU got denied their waiver today for
Really?
the postseason. Makes no sense. The only way they can make the postseason if another team can't make it. That's only for the bowl because they're not even eligible for the college football playoff. But they only can make a
Right.
bowl game if it's like COVID and there's not enough teams, or there's too many bad 5 and 7 teams, and they don't want to fill in with 5 and 7 because so basically it depends on the bowl season. JMU wants a lot of bowls, but then again, you might go to a bowl you're overqualified for.
Right.
Users. But it's so dumb because the waiver. The thing about the 2-year rule is because it's just see if you can afford FBS. It's not necessarily like I don't know if you're too good or too bad. It's just like no, you physically can't keep up with the FBS requirements. That's why they have a 2-year leeway because you can't just jump in and waste everyone's time. They just want to see if you can financially be stable for 2 years.
You know, now that I'm going through and actually looking at their score
JMU should
differentials.
win the Sun Belt, hands down. Win the Sun Belt.
They're actually not that far off from Troy. I mean, that's who they're going to end
They're
up
at the same-
playing. Yeah, but Troy's only down 2 games, and they're on an 8-game win streak. And when James Madison played Troy at the beginning of the season, James Madison only won by 2 points.
I'm saying though, they should at least be trying for the Sun Belt championship game.
They after looking at their score differentials throughout the season, I'm actually not upset that they got.
I don't know how JMU counts against other teams, because if they're not eligible to even participate, if you lose to James Madison, that's count as a conference loss. If they're not even eligible for the conference, because that makes no sense.
Wait, what do you mean?
Because if James Madison can't compete for this, because they can't compete for anything. That's even the Sun Belt title. Like last year, they couldn't compete for it, even though they're doing really well. So, like, if you lose to James Madison, does that count against your Sun Belt conference record? Because that would change a lot of things.
They're in the Sun Belt.
I know, but if you lose to James Madison, does that count against your conference wins and losses? That's what I'm saying. That's a big difference.
Why wouldn't it?
But if James Madison's not even eligible for the Sun Belt, why would their losses? If you lose to James Madison, why would that loss affect you if they're not even eligible? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're losing to an ineligible team
Why wouldn't they be eligible?
because it's part of the FCS transition. You can't compete for a Sun Belt title
Why not?
because they have a 2-year transition rule.
So JMU can't even play.
So last year, it was a big topic last year because JMU was whooping ass last year in the Sun Belt, but they couldn't compete for the Sun Belt title last year because they were transitioning their first year. You can't compete for anything. Like the wins and losses, they count. Like, this count against the school and the head coach, but you can't compete for a championship. So that's what I'm saying. If you can't compete for a championship, do the losses? If you lost to JMU, those conference wins count or losses count?
So far, from what I'm looking at, they do.
Sure, there's been rules about that for decades. I just never looked it up.
So interesting. So that means it's going to be Coastal in Troy.
Crazy.
Or App State in Troy. It's going to be close.
Anyways, top 25, Jimbo Fisher got fired. That's funny. And it's funny because Mississippi State and Texas A&M played each other, which is funny because like they're both Burgundy teams, and yet both coaches got fired on Monday.
Oh, it's a firing in the NFL too.
But Jimbo Fisher has a $76 million buyout, so he gets all of it.
Good God. That's crazy.
But the NFL was funny. The Bills losing was funny. 12 men on the field.
Oh, and then when right after the Bills game lost, they fired their offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's the next day. But yeah. I'm sure he got fired that day.
They announced that he was fired Wednesday.
Yeah, but he gets a
before the last
buyout.
snap.
His offensive coordinators get buyouts too. It's not like
they all
poor
do.
family. Oh yeah, poor family crying in millions. Oh, poor family.
I know.
I don't think about their family. They get to move for free.
Oh, good God. It is funny to look at the top 25, and even though they're in the Sun Belt, it is funny to see James Madison at number 18, 10-0. The next 10-0 team is, number 5. And then Missouri's doing really good. They're moving up.
Yeah, I saw they posted a bunch of stuff. Well, not Missouri, but all the college football pages post all this stuff about Drinkwitz talking stuff to the Tennessee coach Hupel.
But
I don't look too much at the top 25. I don't really look at the top 5 too much. The top.
It's just interesting to see.
I just don't go to the very end because it changes all the time.
Right, it's about this time when it starts mattering for like bowl game positions and everything.
Yep. I'm surprised Oregon State has been in the top 25 for this long. They just don't seem like a team that you typically see like on TV or anything like that. So, and they've been consistently, every single time I've looked at this top 25, they've been consistently like around number 10. So I feel like Oregon State is a pretty good team to watch.
It depends what poll you're looking at. Like the AP poll is different than the college football poll. The college football playoff poll, I mean, is going to be different than the AP poll.
Yeah.
I thought this was the same one. Am I looking at the
No,
same?
there's different. There's different polls for
There's the
everything.
Associated
What are y'all
Press,
looking
you
at?
have the college football.
The coaches poll, the media poll, college football playoff poll, the
Also
Well, which one
good
do
ESPN,
y'all look
FPI
at?
poll. I look at all of it. They're
I'm
all the
currently
same
looking at
things. They're
AP.
just jumbled up.
Okay,
You
that's what I
know,
always look at. So I want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing.
you usually look at the AP. The AP is usually what you see on TV, like the ticker
Mhm.
at the bottom. You know, the top teams playing. That's the AP rankings. So on
Okay.
TV, you'll see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
if
I was
you look at the
thinking
college football playoffs, it's really not that much different.
Yeah, it's just a rejumble of teams. But
The
at the
only-
end of the day, it doesn't matter what the college rankings are for like week 10. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of season left.
Have
Yeah.
y'all ever heard of
It's just for the
Conference
media.
USA? I've never heard of Conference USA.
Yeah,
Liberty is number 25.
yeah.
New team to the conference.
Which teams are in that? New Hampshire, Vermont. A lot of like nobody teams.
Oh, there's an FCS, but yeah, the Conference USA this year is a jumbled mess because a lot of teams left that conference. So they
Yeah.
invited a bunch of FCS teams to come join and a lot of independents. Like New Mexico State was an independent, Liberty was an independent, Sam Houston State was FCS. The only teams that were there still that were originally there was like Louisiana Tech and
You know, they
I
should
think
combine
someone
with like the
else.
Sun Belt or something like that. Like some of these small.
Sun Belt
They used to
destroyed
be.
most of those teams.
Hey, Louisiana Tech used to be, but there's a whole history about that. Even A State Nation keeps joking about Louisiana Tech, how like they're glad they're not in the Sun Belt anymore. Yeah, there's a whole history on that. All those teams jump in the movie because the teams that did jump to the Sun Belt were in the Conference USA, like Marshall, and I think Old Dominion, yeah, Southern Miss.
Yeah, we took a couple of them.
Yep. Now that's why the Fun Belt's like one of the biggest conferences in general in college football.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only 9 teams in this.
Yeah, in a
It's-
roundabout way, the Sun Belt's actually becoming one of the more competitive conferences right now.
Yep.
It makes it even more fun. And it's just making all the teams better because they have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so moving on to our 2 Arkansas teams that we so love and hate dearly. Arkansas got their asses handed to them by Auburn.
Yeah. What was that final score again? It was
48
like
to 10.
48 to 10. Oh my lord.
Those scores should never happen in conference. I don't care what conference you're from. An interconference game like that should never have those lopsided scores. Those are freaking
Yeah.
high school scores.
That's. Forgot how boring the Mississippi State game was. Mississippi State winning 7-3. That's funny. Then this weekend, Arkansas plays the team that we beat in the Camellia Bowl, Brandon.
FIU.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Razorbacks.
FIU used to be in the Sun Belt and they left to Conference USA.
Yeah,
Well, that's a whole history. That's
I
a
was about
cool
to say,
site.
I think FIU joined the Sun Belt after they beat the Red Wolves at the Camellia Bowl when the Camellia Bowl was first, I think. And then they left before we were able to play them again in the Camellia Bowl.
Yeah.
Because we actually have, I think FIU and Arkansas State are the only 2 teams that have played each other twice in the Camellia Bowl.
I
So
just
when-
watched a history on that, the Sun Belt, and it's a good documentary.
I bet it's pretty interesting because it's a stepping stone conference that's also standing up to be its own conference right now.
Yeah.
Like it used to be just a stepping stone conference, but now it's starting to stand out, in my opinion. And then we roll over. Oh,
I just posted it in the
yeah,
Discord.
I see that. That'd be fun to watch. Then we roll over to the Red Wolves. Let me get back to what their thing was. And they played South Al at
Yeah.
South Al, 14-21. It wasn't a terrible game. It
The
just
punt.
it
The
was.
punt.
I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
A freshman ran into the punter, and it doesn't matter
Oh
what your
yeah,
judgment
yeah,
call.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter what your judgment call is about what's touching and what's touching. He shouldn't. No one should ever be around the punter in that situation
Nope.
with that much time to go.
Nope.
It doesn't matter. You shouldn't even be in the error code of that punter. I'm not saying you don't rush people. You rush people, but you just make sure it's kicked. That's it. You don't rush in the rush. And I don't care unless a freshman was there all season and been starting, or unless he was there by emergency injury. There's no way a freshman should ever be in that situation.
Yeah, I don't disagree. That was.
Arkansas State had no
let's see.
timeouts, or not, or maybe they had one, but it wouldn't matter if they
Now
had.
we had already used them
had
as we
one.
got into the punting situation.
Yep. I'm just saying it doesn't matter if they had timeouts or not. It was just like a whole fresh shut it down. It's just like, oh, that's game.
Yeah, because there was like a whole 2.5 minutes left.
Yeah, they say one play doesn't matter. I get that. I understand that. Even as a coach, one play doesn't matter because there's 60 seconds and 60 minutes in the game. But come on.
I'm not going to say one play matters, but there's definitely decisive plays.
Oh yeah. Now I didn't watch the whole game, but that's when I tuned in. Oh.
Yeah, I watched. I think a good chunk of the second half. We were honestly, the defense has been looking really good these last few games. I'm
That's
not
what A-State
gonna
Nation's been
lie.
saying.
They've actually been pulling it together, and I am honestly very impressed with them right now.
Yeah, A-State Nation went on a rant.
Offense is still looking all right. Just for whatever reason, Rayner looked very pressured and stressed this game. I don't know what he didn't look like himself for the last couple weeks, where he was actually getting down the field and getting shit done. He looked rushed.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get to tune in to see much offense.
But it'll be very interesting to see how this upcoming game goes. Texas State comes to play Arkansas State at Arkansas State. And that is where our beloved Lane Hatcher is residing right now.
He's still eligible?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
He's
I think
younger than
last
me.
year. I think Lane's first year at Texas State was his last year.
I don't think so.
There's no way he's still at Texas State.
Let me pull
There's
that
no
up
way.
and see.
There's no way.
Pretty sure this is his last year. Oh no, they got T. Finley. Never mind.
Yep. They have a new staff at Texas State. Is it at Texas State or is it at Jonesboro?
In Jonesboro.
Yeah, I think that's an Incarnate Word staff, and that was a good staff. Incarnate Word did well 2 years ago.
Where is Lane Hatcher currently? Oh, he's playing at Ball State.
No way. He's still playing?
He's still playing.
Ball State?
Yeah.
Dude, this has to be his last year.
You got to remember.
Because remember, he was at Alabama
year.
before. He was at Alabama before he came to Arkansas State.
Yeah. So
I get everyone gets a COVID year, but COVID's only 1 year.
Yeah, but he didn't start till 2018.
I'm saying 2018 is a long time ago.
So 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and that would be your normal 5 years. Your redshirt freshman year and then your 4 starting years. Then COVID would be this year.
I know that's a long time because most people don't stay 5 years in college. They stay 4.
Yeah. So
Unless you're.
This is his 6th game.
Not everybody redshirts, so not everybody gets injured from medical redshirt. Most people don't do that. Most people actually have their 4 years in.
Oh, this is funny. For bowl games, it has him at the 2018 Orange Bowl because he went to the Orange Bowl with Alabama. And then they have the 2019 College Football National Championship when he was with us at that point.
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah. So that should have been. That would have been the Arizona, and then it says also the 2019 Camilla Bowl,
Yep. Because obviously he was playing in that.
which the Camilla Bowl was 2020, wasn't it?
2019.
Was it really?
Well, at least when I went, because you guys went to another Camellia Bowl another time too.
That's what I'm thinking because in 2017 we went. Oh yeah, I guess so. So 2017 we went Camilla Bowl. 2018 we went.
You guys went to the Nevada Bowl or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was the Arizona Bowl.
Arizona Bowl.
Yeah, and
That was
then
before I got there.
right, and then we went to the Camilla Bowl again. It throws me off because we didn't go to a bowl game those last 2 years I was there.
Yep.
And then so that's where they have this messed up. He was at the 2018 Arizona Bowl.
Uh-huh.
He was our quarterback that year. He wasn't switching. He was the quarterback that year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he wasn't at no. They got this messed up for him. But you know what's funny is he went to high school down the road from where I work.
Yep. I
Do you
think his
know?
dad owns Taco Bell or something like that.
I think they own
Or
something
some
big.
big piece of Taco Bell. It's something like that.
They own a lot of stuff. They have a lot of money.
Yeah, that's why he went to Alabama, because he didn't have to get a scholarship.
Yep. Is Zach?
That's a lot of kids work. It's not just him. Like, he's not unique.
Oh,
It's
sure.
just,
No.
you
This
know.
is Jack. Did you know he went to school at PA?
Which guy? I'm sorry.
Lane Hatcher.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, he went to PA. He was a year behind me.
Yeah, he sounds familiar.
You know, the funny thing is, if I were to ask Aiden, she might actually know him.
Were they like neighborhood?
Well, no,
Or
and because she went to public school, she knows a lot of the other high schools a little bit better than we did,
ah,
and she did cotillion and stuff. So there's a chance she knows people branched out in that.
gotcha.
Yeah, she got outside of our little bubble that we grew up in when it came to high school.
Right.
So yeah, college, it's a shit show right now.
I love it.
I had no idea about the whole thing about James Madison not being able to compete in the Sun Belt Conference.
Last year, it's not a fluke. That's when they first pitched their letter, like a couple of weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago. They said all the accomplishments they've had since last year.
It's true. Now, once again, going back and looking at
It's
all
not
their
just
wins, I
football, it's
don't.
basketball, it's everyone else. It's the other sports they've been dominating in as well. They've been in the news for a lot of things besides football.
It's true. But
The
yeah,
basketball team beat Michigan State opening up the season.
yeah.
Ranked.
But if you do go back and look at how much they won by, like they're not winning these games. Like there's only a couple games they've won like very decisively. A lot of the games are with honestly within a point or within a score or two. Let's see what's standings. JMU. So we go to beginning of their season. They play Bucknell, Snow Name team, 38-3. Then they play Virginia. They win by a point, 36-35. Then they play Troy. They win by 2 points. Then they play Utah State, only won by 7. Then they play South Alabama, win by 8. Play Georgia Southern. That one was a pretty decisive win, 41-13. They play Marshall. It was only 20-9. Old Dominion, they win by 3. Georgia State, another pretty decisive win, 42-14. Connecticut, decisive win, 44-6. And then they have App State coming up and Coastal. So these next 2 games will be really good trials. See, I don't think these are guaranteed wins for them between App State and Coastal. And
Isn't
honestly,
Coastal doing well? Haven't we lost to Coastal almost every year?
so my first 2 years, Coastal was the laughing stock of the Sun Belt. This year, or the year after that, they have been the leading team in the Sun Belt.
Yeah.
So like I remember my freshman and sophomore year, we would consistently beat Coastal like 70 plus to like 10. Like it was insane.
Yeah, but they've been pretty good the last 2 years. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, right now they're 7-3. They're not doing too hot this year, but they are on a 5-game win streak. Let's see. The 2020 season, they were 9-4. Actually, I don't understand why James Madison was in front of Coastal last year in the conference. Coastal had a better overall record. They were tied 6-2 in the conference. The only thing I can maybe think is maybe James Madison beat Coastal. Oh, that's interesting. The 2021 season, Coastal was 11-2, but they were number 3 in the conference, or in their division at least. And then that's when we went 1-7 in the conference. 2020, Coastal was 11-1, 8-0 in the conference. And then 2019, they were 5-7, 2-6 in the conference.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So in 2020, they got a really good coach and a really good quarterback, McCall. And honestly, everyone thought McCall was God sent. He was an angel doing amazing things. When actually, no, it's just his quarterback.
Left the portal and came back.
Do what?
He was trying to leave Coastal. I remember that.
Yeah,
like
he was.
And for whatever reason, he decided to come back.
Well,
I think that was after his staff left. So
I think it was. It was going into this season.
Because his staff at Coastal is undefeated right now with Liberty.
Mm-hmm. So that staff was really, really good. And it was actually the staff that was making everything happen and not him. And so when the staff left this year, Coastal's struggling. They're not, I wouldn't say struggling. They're doing fairly decent. I mean, they're 7-3. That's nothing to be upset about. But they're not that dominant team that they were. Same with App State. App State's only 6-4. Whereas App State used to be the team to beat. In the Sun Belt, at the very least. It's interesting to see how everybody's falling in right now. Then you have Louisiana Monroe, who's fucking 2-8, 0-7 in conference.
Yeah, that ain't doing too hot.
And then Southern Miss isn't doing too hot. Louisiana's at 500. South Al's at 500. We're at 500. So yeah, it's interesting. Any other more college finagle read anybody wants to mention? Or forever hold your peace. All right. We go into we had a fun weekend in the NFL. We had some very boring, honestly, to be quite honest, this was a boring weekend with some okay games. Panthers lose to the Bears, Colts beat the Patriots, Browns beat the Ravens, Packers lose to the Steelers, Niners beat the Jags. They did fucking destroy the Jags. Damn, I didn't realize how bad they won. Saints lose to the Vikings that was a really fun game.
Comes in and dominates the game by Kirk Cousins. He might be going to XFL.
Kirk Cousins might be going to XFL?
I'm just saying, because Josh Jacobs, for still not even knowing the offense and the guys on his team, he's balling out. He don't do that.
He's doing
I don't care how good of a quarterback you are. You can't Tom Brady can't just walk onto the Bucs and win the Super Bowl. He had to have time and practice Josh Dobbs is literally like, don't even know where the locker room is. Playing well. I'm like, holy moly.
I love how the last time Easton was on here, he's like, the Vikings, so there's no way they could win the Super Bowl. And I made that bet against them, and now they're on a fucking 3-week win streak.
The Cardinals. So they got for nothing.
The other really fun game last weekend was the Texans beating the Bengals 30-27. That's another team. Quarterback's running in there. Stroud. He's doing some pretty awesome shit right now.
MVP talk right now.
Titans lose to the Bucks. Lions beat the Chargers by 3, 41-38.
That was an interesting game.
That was a very interesting game.
I didn't watch the highlights, but I just saw the score. I was like, holy moly.
Lions are doing some God's work right now.
The best game of the week was the Patriots and the Colts, 10-6, let's go. Can you imagine me Germany go, wow, this is the best America's got for us?
That was not the game to go see. Falcons lose to the Cardinals 23-25. Cardinals get the quarterback back and they win. Giants got just hornswoggled by the Cowboys. Again.
Well, everyone saw that coming.
Yeah, they lost 48-0 at the beginning of the season. This time it was 49-17. Only reason they got 17 points in is because they probably had some...
Raiders sweep New Jersey. It was a 2-game win streak.
It was great. I had Dak as fantasy for my quarterback right now. Literally every 15 minutes I was getting an update. Dak Prescott scored a touchdown for the Squash. I was like,
you don't even need to watch football to play it.
Oh, yeah. Commanders lose to Seahawks by 3. Jets lose to the Raiders by 4. Broncos, here's the game of the week. On Monday, Broncos beat the Bills 24-22. They are on a win streak after beating the Chiefs 3 weeks ago.
Yep, Broncos on the streak. And think about the Jets. You go all the way to Las Vegas. You go all the way back.
It's true.
NFL planes don't fly any faster than regular planes.
So, what? But I actually got there's some pretty interesting some games coming up this week that are going to be fun to watch. There's definitely some blowouts that are going to be out here, though, just looking at it. Ooh, I'm glad I got a couple Cowboys on my fantasy right now. Anything y'all specifically want to chat about, or we want to go straight into pick'ems?
I'm just glad the Browns beat the Ravens, even though I had Lamar Jackson on my fantasy team. I saw that the Browns ended up beating them, so I was really actually happy to see that.
But because our thing this season is just going, Browns!
Yeah, I love the Browns this season.
Okay. Brandon, you got anything for us?
Nope.
The only thing I will add is that the Bills fired their offensive coordinator right after their loss the day after, which I wasn't surprised about. I don't think their offense is necessarily their problem, in my honest opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and to be fair, the Bills aren't losing by just huge gallops and leaps. They're just losing to teams that they shouldn't be losing to. In my honest opinion, their defense isn't holding up as well as they have been in the past. Because a good defense isn't going to let the Patriots go up on them 29 points. Just that's my take.
Steelers are a quiet 6-3. That's wild.
Do what?
Pittsburgh is 6-3, a quiet 6-3.
Yep. I would watch out for
I
them.
mean, people keep on bragging on Tomlin, but I think that Tomlin's had to deal with the last 5-6 years. Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of postseason success, but there's a reason why he hasn't lost an NFL, had to lose an NFL season career, because he can just coach.
He's just consistently good. He's not great. He's just consistently good. Does that make any sense?
That's hard to be the NFL's consistent.
It's true. It's very true. And it's just one of those that eventually, someday, he'll accidentally end up in the playoffs because he's so consistent.
But yeah, 6-3 Steelers. I'm not shocked, but it's also shocking.
I know what you mean. they've been so shitty on and off that you're just like, really? They're doing well? But at the same time, you're like, well, they're never a bad team, per se. Yeah, no, it's interesting. So yeah, y'all ready for picks?
Mm-hmm.
Pickies.
Same order as always. Starting tomorrow night, we have Bengals at the Ravens.
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 I'll take Bengals just because. Starting off us nice and early at 12 p.m. on Sunday.
Last week? Yeah, the Ravens lost a crazy game to the Browns. The Browns threw a pick six. And Deshaun Watson's out for the year, but they threw a pick six first play of the Browns' offensive drive, and next thing you know, they won. Browns won.
True. Steelers play at the Browns.
Oh, Steelers, because Deshaun Watson's out.
Zachary.
Browns.
Browns!
I want the Browns.
Then we have Raiders at the Dolphins.
I'm still going to go Miami.
Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm going Miami as
A
well.
long ways from Oakland, but they're on a 2-game streak with the new head coach. And
yeah, but the Dolphins are still really hot. They're having a hell of a season.
But if Oakland does it, I won't be shocked. Because Miami hasn't beaten a playoff team. They've only beaten teams that haven't made the playoffs.
Touche. And then we have this one's going to be a bloodbath. We have the Bears at the Lions.
I want the Lions.
Lions.
Yeah, Lions, duh. This might be an interesting game just because of how the Jags have been, but we get the Titans at the Jaguars.
Oh. Jags. Even though Jags took a shellacking, Titans have not been good.
Oh,
so Titans. I wonder if the Titans stayed in Florida because teams do that because they played the Bucks last week.
It's true.
So a lot of teams, when you got travel country, you just stay in the state for 2 weeks straight.
Who'd you take, Zach?
Jaguars.
Jags. Yeah, I'm going to take Jags as well.
Next. The Vikings.
Uh-huh.
I'm saying playoffs started right now. I would love to see the Lions and the Vikings in the playoffs right now. That'd be insane.
That would be a good one. This will be an interesting game. We got Chargers against the Packers at the Packers.
Chargers, I give up on them. They have a really good talent, but they can't. They have too much talent to be losing. The last 3 years, they've had too much talent to be losing. You got Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. Are you kidding me? And you still stink?
It's true. I'd take Packers.
Sacks against the Raiders, and I don't know what he's done since.
I'd take Packers. They're looking to be a little bit more organized the last couple weeks, even though they're losing. They're just.
I thought they won last week.
No, they lost by like 2.
This is gonna be either or. I don't even know.
I'm just taking Packers mainly because they're home and they're
a long ways for the Chargers to
Yeah,
fly.
I'll go for Packers for home field advantage.
Hot LA to cold Green Bay.
Another interesting game, potentially, is Cardinals at the Texans.
Oh, Texans. Cardinals. I mean, yeah, they're back, but the Texans are way better.
That's what I'm kind of feeling.
But it's a trap game. It could be a trap game.
I'll go Texans.
Going Texans.
They're
Another
kicking butt at
bloodbath.
home.
Another bloodbath. We have Cowboys going to the Panthers.
Oh, they'd be upset here.
Cowboys.
Like I said last week, the Giants. But the Panthers are trying. They're trying.
They are. But they suck. And I agree, Zach. I'm going.
I mean, think about this. Would the Patriots beat the Giants, or would the Patriots or Giants beat the Panthers? Because the Giants and the Patriots play each other here soon. And that's going to be the bumble. There's a lot of bad games this season. A lot.
It's true. There's a lot of teams that are fully.
I haven't seen this many bad games in the NFL season in a long time.
What's a rebuild season? To be quite honest.
Because the NFL there really is no sense as a rebuild season because you get a whole new roster every year, technically.
It's true, but more teams are completely starting over for damn near fresh compared to usual.
They do that. That means they can't raise season tickets. But that's just not my theory. Because why would you raise season ticket prices if you're in rebuild mode? That's just not fair.
Yeah, well.
Anyways, what was the pick'ems? Cowboys and the Panthers, you said?
Yep.
So the Cowboys get the Giants and the Panthers back to back. Well, let's go Dallas. I don't care where the heck game's at.
Then Giants play at the Commanders.
Ooh, Commanders.
Probably
Oh,
another
man.
bloodbath.
Commanders.
probably
Dude, the
go-
Giants. I don't know how many quarterbacks they've signed because they're still rolling with I think his name was Tommy DeVito, the third string quarterback. So
Yep.
yeah, they go down. If he goes down, they had to have somebody. They probably elevated
That'll
their
be-
practice squad guy.
Yeah, I'm going
I'll go
Commanders
Maybe
as
he has
well,
a
but yeah,
squad.
Commanders.
Commanders it is. Then we have Buccaneers at the 49ers.
49ers. That'd be an upset too. That if
That
Tampa
would-
won.
It would be an
Jay,
upset.
Go
Oh,
49ers.
trips. Tampa all the way to San Francisco.
Take a Niners, but it would be an upset. It'd be a fun upset.
Hey, that game was 2 years ago because or no, yeah, or last year. Brock Purdy's first start was against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers.
True.
Yeah, that was last year.
And then we have Jets at the Bills. I'm actually going to go Jets on this one.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna go Bills. I'll play devil's advocate.
And then we have another interesting game. Seahawks at the Rams.
Um,
I'm gonna go
how did
Seattle.
the Seahawks do last week? They win.
Ooh, the Rams are sucking some big, juicy ass right now.
I'll go Seahawks.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Seahawks.
going Seahawks as well. And then we have Vikings at the Broncos. This will be a good game.
I'm going Vikings.
Vikings.
I think I'm going Vikings as well, but I could actually see the Broncos.
Gosh,
actually taking
stop.
the game. I want the Vikings to go to the Super Bowl now. Just saying.
I love the Vikings. They're pretty awesome.
Then
Probably my second
this will
team
be a
favorite
good
teams.
Monday Night Football game. We have the Eagles coming to play the Chiefs.
That's gonna be a fun game to watch. I'll tell you what.
And I actually feel like the
Monday game?
Eagles are going to get this one.
You said that's the Monday game?
Yep, Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Eagles at the Chiefs.
That's gonna be a fun game.
Oh, I'm gonna go Eagles. I think they're a
go
better
with
team
the
now than the
Chiefs.
Super Bowl. But the Chiefs can stop the tush push by Hurts because the Chiefs. I saw a stat. They're allowing teams to score under 21 points a game. I think their only defense in the league hasn't allowed over 21 points or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But Eagles play well on the road. Or I'll go Philly.
That's who I got.
Put me
Jack, did
down
you
for
say
Philly.
Chiefs?
Oh yeah, definitely Chiefs. All the way.
No doubt there. All right. What are y'all most excited for this weekend?
Chiefs game. Actually, looking forward to that. Good bit.
That one should be good. The Vikings and Broncos game shall be a lot of fun.
And I hope the Browns win another week.
Hope the
Hopeful
Texans
Browns
win another
win.
week. And the Packers and Chargers game might actually be pretty fun.
I actually get to watch more football this weekend since my season's over, so I'm going to try to catch the A-State game. When's the A-State game? Is it mid-afternoon?
Let me see.
Because most of the games they've been having is mid-afternoons.
Yeah, 2 p.m.
Yep. I'm going to watch that. Because all the other A-State games I haven't really... I'll keep up the scores, but by the time I try to get it on, I only watch the last 4 or 5 minutes every game. It's too long.
Right. Okay. Well. Any last little
Another
bits of
successful
tidbits
threesome.
and tips and tricks and stuff to keep out of the sticks y'all got for anybody?
Nope, just don't do drugs, kids, and drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah, make sure to drink water.
Gotta love some Ovaltine. Good shit right there. I'm actually leaning towards Nesquik right now.
The frosty one in the frosty mug.
Ooh, you know some Nesquik? But with some Irish cream in the bottom would probably be pretty
I never got into that stuff because I'm not a coffee guy. I know people drink like Irish cream and Bailey's and Kahlua, but I've never been to that kind of a
It's real good.
style.
I love Bailey's and Kahlua with your coffee.
It's really good. Okay, well, we shall wrap her up here. Thank you all for watching. We've been having fun with our, we've had a threesome of threesomes at this point. Let that sink in.
Here's to another threesome next week, chat. Buy some merch. Link in the description down below.
Perfect timing, Zach. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out. Like, send it to your grandma, and make sure she stays out of the toilet upside down. Have a good one, y'all.
Outro music, outro music, outro music, outro music.
I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation.